Hello, everybody. My name is Gary Fowler, and I am the host of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. I'm a serial entrepreneur with 17 startups under my belt and over 30 years worth of experience. I love artificial intelligence and quantum computing because, as you and I each know, infobesity is around us. How many times in the last couple of weeks have you said, I know that file exists, but I can't find it? We need AI solutions. So with that, I would like to introduce an incredible guest that I have today, Gabriele Fenoglio. I hope I got it right, Gabriele. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's an investor, graduated from the London School of Economics and Political Sciences. He's a graduate. He's a seed investor. He's an all-around interesting guy. And by the way, he knows the Italian market. And for those people out there that like fashion, he's in Milan. Hey, Gabriele, how are you?
Hi, Gary. I'm really good. What about you?
I'm great. It's good to see you today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on your show. I mean, I'm quite excited because you're always hosting really interesting from our field. So I give the opportunity to talk a bit about this. So thank you so much again for having me on your show.
So no, it's great to have you here. So tell me a little about it. You're in Milan, but when you went to the university in Torino, and then where did you go then? Did you go to the Norway, or where was that?
Yeah, so during my third year at uni, I went to Norway for almost 1 year, studying international business at the Oslo University College, which is close to Oslo. And after my graduation, I immediately started working in investment banking. I will say it's the boring side of the finance world, because I mean, understand that quite boring sales side. And so that's why I decided to went back to school at the London School of Economics to study law, more precisely corporate law, with a particular focus on VC, let's say venture capital and private equity. Yeah. And after that, before graduation, I started working at Negative Capital Partners, which is an asset management company based in London with offices in Milan and Luxembourg, focused mainly on specific ways. So yeah, that's my background.
Wow, that's incredible. So you're right now in Milan. We were talking about it casually, but you said it's really warm in Milan today, right?
It's really warm, unfortunately, yes, and we are struggling with water supply. So I know Florida, but
You're breaking up a little bit, Gabriele. You're breaking up. I'm hearing every other word.
sorry, do you understand now?
Yeah. For some reason, it was breaking up. I'm not sure what happened. Now I can't hear you. Every other word now.
Yeah, I do apologize for that. But so what I was saying is that it's very complex, warm, struggling with water.
Yeah, so you said water. Well, there are a lot of places around the world. You either have too much water or you don't have enough right now, right? This idea for all the viewers out there, the global warming is real. We were just down in Madrid. It's hot. It's at the South Summit. It's warm and getting warmer. We need to make a dent in the universe. We need to do something about it. We need to come up with these technologies that can be able to help solve these problems. And it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it happens, and it's happening today. So no, I hear you there. So tell me, how in the world did you go from investment banking? So we had Oakland's as investment banking analyst. Then you went to Gianni and Orgiani as a summer trainee. And what is this Mensa International thing?
Sorry for the interruption of my cat. So Mensa is an association worldwide, and for people who have high IQ that perform really well on the IQ test, the cattle. So I decided to join the Mensa because it's really interesting in terms of events, in terms of people that you can meet.
Oh, I bet.
So,
Now, how do you get in? How do you get into the Mensa thing?
so for about 148 was at the time, I don't know now, at the capital test. So I stopped
So you take a test, and where do you take the test? I'm very curious about it.
in Turin. I mean, there are people from the organization that host the test. So there where, where, are almost under pressure.
Okay. You're
So,
breaking up a little again, Gabriele. I don't know what it is. Maybe your internet connection is a little
I'm
not
really
strong.
sorry for that. I tried to disconnect my other devices. Maybe otherwise.
It's still coming in and out. It's still coming in and out, but let's go forward with it. So, so you're going down through. You've gone to Club Degli Investors.
Yeah.
Need Genotropy Capital Partners. So, as you move down through, what made you decide you want to be a seed investor?
Yeah. So my interest for technology because I read software.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you, Gabriele. Now it's about every third word I hear. It's frozen now. All right. Well, Gabriele's trying to connect. I'm not sure what's going on. Can you hear me, Gabriele?
Yeah, I'm not anymore with the Wi-Fi.
It's still breaking up for some reason. I'm not sure why it is.
Wow. Sorry for that. I mean,
That's okay. That's okay.
I can help it at the moment.
That's okay. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what are you working on today?
So I was saying that basically I decided to join. I decided to be a VC investor like 3 years ago when I joined the Story Lab, which was around.
We can't hear anything, Gabriele. It's completely dead. I can't hear your voice, unfortunately. Okay, can you speak now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Gabriele.
Okay, sorry, I apologize for that. So I was saying that I decided to join the Turin Investment Club 3 years ago, and I would like to spend maybe a few minutes at the end of our conversation, if you give me the opportunity to explain what it is.
Yeah, sure. Tell us about the Turin Investment Club. That's interesting.
Yeah. So the Turin Investment Club is an association of around 300 members. Both entrepreneurs and professionals from the finance and other industries. Was funded by a friend of mine, Giancarlo Rocchetti, in 2009. The association grew a lot in the recent over the past few years, I will say, and we invest in both startup and scale-up companies. With a particular focus on, let's say, Italian founders or startup or scale up with an Italian focus in terms of business development. And in terms of numbers, as of today, I mean, first half 2022. We already invested more than 10 million. I mean, I know that for you, Gary, it's nothing for the US market and for you, but.
Whoa, we lost Gabriele. The internet connection really is sucking in Milan today. Hopefully he'll be back for a minute. let's talk a little bit about it. So we've got these interesting international markets. We've got Spain, we've got Italy, we got markets all over the world that really are growing. The one thing that's a challenge are the valuations. The valuations many times are not high as they are in Silicon Valley, but that's changing. They're getting better and better. What we need to do is look at it and look where there's opportunities are. The other part of the coin is look at the companies that can be located there that could be going global. Companies that have the expertise in areas like AI, like quantum computing, that are able to grow and move forward quickly. Hold on.
Gary, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you better now. So
okay, I figured out what was the problem.
What's that?
Was my iPhone, so just overheated.
I got
it. It's the first time that happened to me. Sorry for that, and sorry for everybody.
That's okay. So, Gabriele, I was talking about the valuation. Speaking about valuations in Italy,
yeah,
are generally a lot less than they are in places like Silicon Valley. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, probably better than me, 2021 has been a record year. Was a record year for venture capital in the world, because I mean, we saw more than 600 unicorns that were born in 2021, and that figure was the same of the number of unicorns that were born in the previous 5 years period. So it was quite amazing. And also the valuations were, in my opinion, to some extent, a bit crazy, So, and this was mainly caused by macroeconomic pressures, I would say, both rates hiked from the Fed and the inflation, as well as due to the complex geopolitical situation with the war in Ukraine. But
how's that affect, Gabriele? How is that affecting the market in Italy, just in general? What is that war doing? Do you feel it? Do you feel the economic challenges from it?
Yeah, definitely yes. Especially in terms of energy supply, because we are really dependent on Russia. So, I mean, what's happening now is creating many problems in terms of supply for us. So, I mean, the prices increase a lot. I mean, not only because of inflation, but only because of, of Russia. So, yeah, I mean, we are facing problems with that. I mean, we don't feel it that close because it's still in Eastern Europe, I will say. But in terms of effects on our economy, definitely yes.
Interesting. And how about the price of gas? How much has it gone up over the last, let's say, 4 months?
I mean, in the last 4 months, went up like crazy. I mean, I will say more than 50%. I mean, it's just crazy because obviously, and it was a recent news in the newspaper this week probably that Gazprom just cut 1/3 of our supply from one day to another. So, and we were depending a lot on Gazprom. So, I mean, it's a really complicated situation, and I hope that things are gonna get better soon.
What do the Italians think about what's happening in the war? What's their opinion?
I mean, as of today,
I'm not talking about the politics, but I mean, do they feel that it's going to be over shortly, or has it affected? Then, do you feel inflation because of it? Do you feel other parts of the economy are affected, or is it just the supply of gas and oil?
As you know, the supply chain was already affected by COVID. COVID-19.
Right.
So it was a one-off event. That kind of really impacted negatively our economy. And then we had the war in Ukraine. So, I mean, in Italy, we have always one more problem compared to other countries. In fact, we are facing a political crisis as of today. Because I know maybe you know better than me, but we have Mario Draghi now, so who is a really famous banker, and we are struggling with the other political parties.
You have money tracking now?
Sorry, come again?
You said money tracking?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean?
What is that? What does it mean? So what you were saying? You said we now have Did you say money tracking? I didn't understand you.
No. Mario Draghi, who is the former executive
Okay.
European Central Bank. Sorry for my.
Okay. Yeah. No. I just didn't hear you. Sometimes it fades in and out.
It's,
So what happened?
Yeah. So basically, we are facing this political crisis, and so basically, Draghi cannot. I mean, in a few words, cannot just do what he wants to do, what he wants to do because of other political parties that are kind of creating problems in the government, especially Movimento 5 Stelle. So I think, and today the FTSE MIB just went down around 2.53%. I mean, I didn't check at closing, but I mean, it's a complicated political situation at the moment.
No, I got it.
Hopefully it's better because I mean, having Mario Draghi as a prime minister in Italy is again an opportunity to exploit, you know. So I really don't understand sometimes. I mean, Italy, sometimes we're just a bit crazy, probably more than others.
Well, I don't know. Everybody's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
We got our own problems here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we all have those challenges.
Yeah.
Is, we have a lot. It's in front of us, Gabrielle. We got global warming. We've got the problem with population increase from 8.1 billion to 13 billion. We've got to go down through and solve a lot of these problems because it's just like you said. I mean, the water problem is not going to get any better, right?
Yeah.
So what happens? And we need to work together to solve them. We need to work on energy. Energy is a big problem. I don't know why we didn't go back, especially with the amazing amount of sunlight in a lot of parts of Italy, why we don't have more solar. Why didn't we have it in Florida until a couple of years ago? So we need to do that now. And the other thing is, it's not just about doing the solar. It's about saying, it's one thing to have solar, but it's another thing if you get it from renewable resources. It's bad if you get it from coal and then it goes to solar. And, I have an electric car, right? It's exactly. Who's buying this deal? So we need to do things a bit differently and not in that way.
Yeah, I take the opportunity to mention that in Italy, and I invested in this company. I want to mention Nucleo, which is a company founded by Stefano Buono. And I take the occasion to say hello to him. I mean, it was amazing. He has an amazing background working at CERN in Switzerland. And this company is focusing on developing a new nuclear reactor, which is basically safer, cleaner, and more sustainable. Because obviously nuclear energy is going to be one of the main sources in the future that we need to use.
Right, but we need to look, it's not renewable. That's the other problem, though.
Yeah,
we have the same set of issues, right? We need to figure out renewable energy. We need to use water power. We need to use wind. We need to use the sun. We need to use areas, we need to, it's amazing. I don't know about you, right? But it's amazing to me. We have this amazing planet that's a really beautiful place. And the stuff that we do to it is disgusting sometimes. It's amazing to me.
I completely agree. And I mean, I love Italy. And I mean, Italy, I think it's quite amazing. But I completely agree with you. But just to get back to Nucleo 1 second, this company is going to focus on with a philosophy that is waste burning and no mining. So they are going to use already used fuels. I mean, to create energy. So it's a quite interesting technology.
Well, that's interesting. Use fuels to create energy.
Yeah, correct.
So tell us a little bit about it. What are they doing?
I mean, as I mentioned to you, I mean, the team is a well-known team here in Italy, and they are already present in 4 countries: Italy, in Torino, in UK, and in France. And it's a UK-based company. So they are focusing on developing, as I mentioned to you, new nuclear reactors using always not the nuclear fusion, but the fission. So if it's the correct term in English, sorry for that, but I don't remember exactly.
Fusion and fission, yeah.
Yeah, and fission, yeah. So and the thing is that they will use lead to cool, for example, the reactors. They have already agreement with the UK government to supply the lead. And also they will use other, they will not use uranium. They will use other sources which are more common and, let's say, less risky for the environment.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
yeah. And
That
I
sounds
would
like
love
too good.
to,
But that sounds too good to be true. I got to be honest
yeah,
with you.
that's, I mean, we are still 7 years, probably 5, 7 years from that. But so I think the team is amazing and the idea is incredible. So that's why I invested together with the Torino Investment Club. So, and obviously, Gary, if you want to know a bit more about that, I can introduce you to Stefano, and I think will be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're always interested
Yeah,
in new areas. I mean, the thing is, at GSD, we have some of the best companies in the world. We have about over 100 companies in our portfolio that are the top companies in areas like AI and quantum computing, and areas that really will help make sense of this tragedy we have with infobesity. I mean, think about it. How many times do you say in a week, I know that file exists, but I can't find it? Email. I remember getting the email, but I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in Slack, maybe it's in Messenger, maybe it's in Telegram or Signal. Who knows where it is?
yeah.
But we need to solve this problem. This is a big problem. You talk about garbage challenges we have. Here we are. I don't know about you, but we're the most advanced nations, an advanced set of countries around the world, and we can't even get a roll of toilet paper. Now, you tell me how that can be. It's amazing to me. The pandemic, we got all these incredible technologies, nanobots, all this stuff, and we couldn't get one simple roll of toilet paper. I think we better look at the supply chain and try to figure out how we have insight into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And obviously, I mean, in Italy, we are really strong also in the aerospace, in the space economy, with the Orbit. It's an international leader in logistics, in aerospace logistics and orbital transportation. And in terms of, in terms of artificial intelligence, since you mentioned it, I mean, you're way better than me, and you know a lot more than me in this sector. But in Italy, the market is becoming bigger. I mean, the market for 2021 was around 400 million. I mean, I know that for you, it's sorry for the French, but it's bullshit. Because obviously we are speaking about not even two regions, but we are speaking about two different planets. I mean, US and Italy.
Well, but here's the thing is, we're all coming together, Gabrielle. That's why we're here, right? We're all here. People need to share ideas. People need to share opportunities. They need to co-invest together. Listen, there's 1.4 billion people in Africa in 54 countries, and they have the largest population of under 30 in the world. And the place is growing like crazy. We need to figure out how to be able to create jobs and opportunities for these people, how we can use resources in a positive way than human capital to be able to get some stuff done. I've seen some of the best AI people in the world come out of Nigeria. So it's really important for us to do it. And, sometimes we forget we have other friends out there in India. We have other friends in Africa, in China. We need to figure out how we can work together to solve problems.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And why I like the most about GSD is the fact that you are present, that you're looking into Africa. I mean, as a potential market, because I know the Nigeria economy, because I was working on one project when I was doing investment banking. So I mean, I believe there is a huge opportunity over there that needs to be exploited, and I'm saying thank to you, Gary, because of your proactive approach in that area.
Well, we all do this together, Gabrielle. We're all in this together, right? And the platform, the more we get out and talk about it, the more we open the doors of opportunity for everybody around the world, the more good things happen. The more we shut those doors and don't work together, that's when things start to get not good. We need to figure out how to work together. We got a beautiful, beautiful planet that needs our help, and each one of us to help. It's incumbent for us to go out and look for opportunities. I love the fact that you're an investor, a VC investor. Love the fact that you're looking for those companies in Italy and abroad. It's just, we need more people like you that can dive in and look for those opportunities and go get them. I mean, you've done a heck of a lot for a young guy, right? Relatively young guy. You sure done a lot in a very short period of time. But it's on the shoulders of you, because Gabriele, you're the one leading the next generation or the generations through this. So your peer group needs to go out and make that dent in the universe, as Steve Jobs used to say. You have an opportunity in front of you.
I'm trying to do my best. So, I mean, I really know, I know better the Italian ecosystem. But yes, I'm definitely trying to do my best also for other countries. I mean, and speaking about VC in Italy, if I may, Gary, 2021 represented a turning point because we reached 1 billion of total invested amount.
Oh, that's congratulations!
Yeah, which for Italy is quite amazing. Obviously, Italy is a country where always one step behind compared to other countries. I just drop you some data. I mean, think that in 2021 the European GDP was around 16, 17 trillion. Okay, the Italian GDP was around 1.6, 1.7. So around it represented around 10% of the whole European GDP. In terms of VC, in Europe has been invested almost 100 billions, okay, compared to 1 billion in Italy. So it represents 1% of the total investment amount.
Wow, so, why is that? Why is that, Gabriele?
Yeah,
are people like are they too relaxed, or they don't believe in tech, or why is it?
Yeah, I think we miss a really strong startup ecosystem. I mean, we have funds, we have money to deploy, because also thanks to the national recovery and resiliency plan that our government, together with the Ministry of Finance, put in place. We expect the government of Italy to invest up to 500 millions over the next 3 years in the Italian startups. So we have lots of funds, let's say, to invest. The problem probably is the startup ecosystem. So we miss entrepreneurs. We always hear about Italian entrepreneurs, Italian founders that are outside Italy to carry out their projects. So I mean, the problem probably is Italy, So I mean, Italy from a cultural point of view. I mean, we are getting there. I mean, it's going to be a complex environment. I will try to do my best I mean, I cannot do anything by myself. I mean, I cannot do anything about
it takes one person to drive it forward. Let me tell you, Gabriele, you can do it if you believe your dreams. You just got to push it forward. And, we're coming up to the top of the show. And, it's great having you here.
Yeah.
It's great to hear your story. It's great to hear about what's happened in Italy.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of the story. So sum it up, and how do people get a hold of you?
I mean, yeah, just one more thing, if I can mention, Gary,
sure.
are the challenges ahead also for the Italian ecosystem. I mean, the Italian ecosystem is reacting always slower compared, for example, U.S. economy. When things in US are going amazing, in Italy things probably are going well. When things in US are going really bad, in Italy things are going not that bad. So it's
not that bad. You say not that bad or bad?
Not that bad, because I mean, if you look at valuations, for example, we have been witnessing a massive repricing. Okay,
Wow.
but in Italy, speaking about tech stocks, the repricing was not that massive. So I
Got it.
mean, the challenges ahead, I think, are obviously facing inflation. Funds and investors are facing the really complicated decision to decide which companies to support and which companies just to let off, I will say, because obviously you cannot be exposed to many cash burning machines, cash burning companies in a period like this. So to sum it up,
What do you mean in a period like this? Is it bad now for startups, or how is it?
I think it's a challenging environment. I think that we will see who can really execute in this complex situation. For example, in fintech and in consumer goods, uh, many companies don't have the runway for profitability.
Right.
So one of the biggest problems is that the cost of customer acquisition is much higher compared to the, I will say, to the lifetime value. So
Yeah.
growth is not enough anymore. So you need to have traction. You need to grow more organically. And I can give you an example. Gorillas, the German-based startup doing food delivery, grocery delivery, uh,
Right.
was growing at a 40% month over month, and they just shut down completely the operations in Italy, laying off more than 500
Why
people.
is that? Why did they do that?
Because I mean, with inflation, with rates hiking, etc., investors will be more and more focused on cash flows, on cash flowing companies rather than. So I mean, growth won't be enough anymore.
No,
So
I agree. They want to make sure you have a solid business, right?
yeah, correct.
And it should never be the deal with growth, because you don't know if there's like being companies are being a little bit phony about it or real, right? They say, "Oh, my
Yeah,
company's grown 3x." What did it
yeah.
really grow 3x, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. And when you are in a situation like the past decade when people were just throwing you money to invest in startup, I mean, you probably funded also not really good business. Now is changing a lot. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, 100%.
yeah, and I mean in
But
Italy,
then I always did. I'm conservative. I try to fund good businesses, though.
yeah, I
Try
mean,
not to get in that nasty situation.
yeah,
So let's come up with your closing thoughts and how can people get a hold of you?
yeah, I mean, I will be more and more active in the Italian VC ecosystem, both as a member of the Turin Investment Club and also, I mean, as an investor, I will say. So I would love to hear from you, Gary, your friends, your partners at GSD, and they can touch base with me on LinkedIn directly. I mean,
Yep.
and I will love if you have the opportunity to come here in Italy, Gary, to introduce you to many interesting companies that
Oh,
probably will need
I'd love that.
will
That
be
would be a lot of fun.
will be more than honored to be part of GSD and to grow. Maybe also thanks to you, because I know that you, obviously, you're a friend of mine, but I know that you achieve many things over your careers, and many companies grew a lot thanks to you. So yeah,
Well, I appreciate that. You know, the situation is about the team. It's not about a person. It's about how do we get stuff done together and how do we move forward. And you know, you're right about it. I'm happy to meet anybody that you want. I'm happy to get down and talk to them and give them advice and help them grow, because when it's all said and done, you need to get shit done. So for that, Gabriele, thank you very much. I appreciate it. To my audience out there, thank you for tuning in one more time to GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. And I'm your host, Gary Fowler. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy. Stay tuned for another exciting edition next Tuesday. See you later.
thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Hey, Gabriele, stay online then for a second.
Yeah.
I'm good on.